Look at this nice bun I brought for you, she says. Doesn't it smell nice?
I can't say no to that.
Lumiere?
Oh, Christ, my head.
I need to ask you something.
I said not so loud.
Unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off. This should sober... Here. Better?
What?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from me?
I'm trying to find out who killed a
To me?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House?
I used to be.
They say that about you.
Because I was just on some wild goose chase. And what came of it?
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, you'll just end up hurting yourself.
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. We let it be in the end? No way.
I need to know the truth.
I appreciate your enthusiasm. I searched high and low. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm stubborn. And I don't have any other choice.
You think that will suffice?
If not, I'd have been dead long ago.
Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid, too.
I think that he strangled her first, and then went at her with...
Did you notice the strangulation right away? It took me a while.
Do you think it's the same murder?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first. If it's not all the same person...
This is the 6th one.
Probably about a year now. Sometimes it takes him months. Sometimes...
Why are you counting the miss?
Because I think someone killed them.
Did the dead girls have anything in common?
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor, and nobody will miss them?
Certainly. If somebody
But
killed...
why does he even kill in the...
I don't know. Maybe he hate...
What can you tell me?
She wasn't the first. She was a maid in a German family. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the Church of St. Peter. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was...
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remember besides that, when I talked to the lad, and his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a... That really surprised me. Because Father Prokop had... Maybe he just...
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of...
You said her body was never found.
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful.
Did you suspect?
You could suspect every second man there. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely.
And what about that Zdena?
Exactly. But to tell... Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim.
But if her body...
Because she was the same type as the other. Young, beautiful. I never could pin it on her, though.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people and had to get...
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. When I asked him about Zdena, he told...
Do you think he'd be more forthcoming?
He might be. Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the...
It all started with them, though nobody did. She'd only been in town for a short while, but the other one, Libushka, she was from She said she was she knew she was pretty.
You mean she wanted some...
That's what it sounded like.
Interesting.
In the graveyard. It's sad to say, but there's nobody else left.
Why were you looking into it?
I don't know what people told you about me. Gutenberg is a big city with a lot of people. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades. From one...
But there are more than just rich...
Exactly. There are common folk, too. So when one of them came to the bailiffs one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere...
Behind the bailiff?
Not really. Andreas supported my activities until... recently.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you have any suspects?
You can always find... I always drag the most suspicious ones to the body.
Couldn't it have just been an...
Fainting?
Can you sum it all up for me?
We have 6 victims here. Unfortunately, we only know a little about... Of the remaining 4, the next were Stanya and Zdena. They both hung around a tavern they call the Hole... And the last victim... What they all have...
Can you sum it...
We have... Of the next... They both hung... And the last... What they all have...
Good.
When you learn something, you've aroused...
I'm sorry!
You silly doggy.
How are things at home? Calm down a bit? Aye. The celebration is over and done with. Everything... I'm in fine bed.
Father,
I don't have time for
that's not why I'm here. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant.
another one murdered. Why is it you...
Somebody is murdering maids.
Yes, but
I don't want revenge. I want to stop more killing.
true enough.
One of the other victims was a girl named Yark. What can you tell me?
About Yarka.
Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her...
And?
I was her uncle.
Who do you think killed...
William, that pig of Satan. He gambled Yarka always...
Why do you think it was...
Evidence? He's a skirt chase...
And does anyone else...
No.
You raised her?
Yes. Unfortunately,
No offense, but...
I was a bit, maybe...
How...
When she was small, I could.
Why do you think you were...
Yarko was her only chance of a good man. The more...
You're well off, though.
I couldn't.
But how come?
The church's property.
How did she...
She wouldn't listen. She ran away.
Disgrace?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived.
Why don't you...
That's... I won't tell you.
Come now. I'm not just asking out of... Isn't it written in scripture?
Lumir accused me of her murder.
What?
Yes.
And...
It turned out he was deranged. He's finished!
I've heard enough, Father.
Son?
Why is this all sticky?
I'll have a jug of wine!
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
What do you need?
Did it stand...
Stun you. It depends.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. What kind of guest?
I'm a good guest.
Really? Let's see. One beer.
Depends if they're loyal.
Trust is all important. So, what?
What if I simply pay... I want to know if Stanya works here.
She did.
I heard she disappeared without a trace.
It's possible. The chamber she was sleeping in here was totally ransacked. The door open. Everything emptied out.
Tell me something...
First you'll have...
What?
If you want to ask, I prefer to be... So,
I don't want to pay... I think you could answer my questions. That makes it look like you might have some motive for...
nonsense. Ask me anything.
Did anybody see what actually happened?
No, it was at night. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And
What was Stanya like?
a bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's... She was hanging around a bard for a while.
Someone from the...
No, A charcoal burner. I think his name was Barton?
What do you know about...
What about him? He's a minstrel. He called himself William, as far as I know.
You think he might have...
Now that you mention it, I know he met with some... Besides, you know...
Or in this case... Apart from... I mean...
Well, I got bad news.
Why?
One was hit by a car, and the other one got...
How did...
The door was...
Blood?
Not so much, really. If someone done her...
Where can I find...
I already told...
Could you be a bit...
I don't know, so if I was...
That's all I need to know.
Interesting.
God bless.
Greetings to you two.
Good!
Are you staring...
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary...
Well, then piss off. All you're gonna get here.
Why so rash? Let's make a deal. You tell...
You're the lord what that whore robbed.
So, if I understand...
For the right price,
Is this the...
you fucking bet it.
Where can I find...
Aye. That's what I like to...
Yeah.
I can well imagine. Well, she had some unfinished business with some bloke called Pine.
What can you tell me...
What do you want to hear?
So you were taking care...
Well, just in front of the others. Other than that,
So you weren't too...
not really, no.
Did she have any friends or lovers?
Who come to see that bitch?
Someone came to...
Well, aye. He said he had some job for her, but he left empty-handed.
Do you know who that...
Some fucking Prokop or Pravoslav. But that reminds me, I saw her a couple...
And could she have run away with...
With that? Well, he still don't...
What do you know about this...
Not much. Seems they knew each other, but she weren't stupid.
And did he go...
I think he just told...
And could she have...
No.
I've heard enough.
Bring me something to eat.
Here, kidder. Why you just... God bless.
You wouldn't happen to have...
I'll tell you, set yourself down.
You need
A cout lad. A strong bloke.
I see.
And that's just... Look, I'm Vlach.
Yakkers.
Aye? There's a heap of shafts here in the mound. And each only now, our festival is coming up.
Backcast, you say?
Aye, trouble. Fash. King Wenzel himself gave our mound the privilege to hold a grand pitman's shoot fest.
Shoot fest?
And every shaft has its own champion. But this year it's fucked. Our Anthony and the Saints are behind.
This and...
He's no bloody minor. Saint
On your...
on war standard.
And who are these thieves?
Yaggers from the Alps. They've had a howfin scene before, but now they're up to their oxters in water. Only that's bollocks. They only have themselves to blame for it. Their gaffer, Jorg Preng. So now he's all worked up.
So...
We need a fella, someone who can get in their alehouse and nick our stang back. There'll be a heap of chink in it for you, kidder, if you can do that.
Where can I...
No bother. It's in the...
All right.
The same. There's only one...
Where can I find...
On the slope, right below the path.
What does your...
It's a red and white stang, like a pole, with a call.
All right.
I'm glad to hear you're definitely...
Thanks.
A large beer for me.
It's William. Right?
What is it?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't know. We have a lot of mutual friends.
What? I don't have to talk to...
You don't need to.
What?
Really? You?
I just got back to the city. I don't know...
But everyone remembers you.
Come on. Ask away.
Did you know Alice?
I know a lot of Alice.
The one they found dead somewhere.
Oh,
I heard she used to...
yeah, and?
They say she had a rich young...
Me? Do I look rich to you?
But you could at least pass yourself off as wealthy.
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary.
And did you ever meet It was a long time ago.
Oh, that one.
Because somebody killed her.
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault.
And did you know she would...
What? That's horrible.
That's what I'd like to find out.
What? Mine?
And can you tell me...
I don't know anything.
And I hear you knew...
Which one do you...
The alehouse wench from the hole.
Well, she...
And the innkeeper mould.
Fine. We had a bit of fun together.
And aren't you just saying that because...
Oh, come on! The innkeeper must have got it mixed up. He's an old drunkard after all. If I was you, I wouldn't take...
And what about Zden?
Do I know Zdenna?
Did she steal something from you?
A traveling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the lookout for some better prey.
You don't happen to know who she...
There were lots, like young von Groller. When he started coming, as far as I know, she didn't succeed. Look, why you ask? You don't seriously think I killed her, do you?
Well, you didn't.
And? I'm surely not the only one.
That may be true. And now...
But I had no...
So you didn't do...
No! Why would I? What would I get out of it? It doesn't make it...
You dare invoke God?
I admit, I'm no saint, but for...
Good. But if any clue leads me back...
You won't hear about me again.
Don't even take them off at night. Then, take them off.
Here we are.
Go and piss in a bucket. Nice, that's like that. Arousing it.
Go! Car! Quick! Car!
Quick!
Gah!
Quick!
Gah!
Quick!
Whoa! Whoa! Mike, I need to ask you.
I don't have time for...
Careful.
Damn weather.
I'm looking for some.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella.
But you know, Stan.
Aye.
I'm looking for the killer of a girl, and
That's true. She told me something like that.
so you don't know what became.
Really don't know, mate. But even if I did know,
I wouldn't be foolishly asking around
why not?
without getting seen by.
What do you mean?
I mean you.
Well, that didn't occur to me.
I really only want to talk to her.
Sorry, but
So Stanya is here?
aye. She's hiding with us. Since that thing happened, she's afraid.
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. But be nice to her. Till we meet again.
You're always welcome here, good sir.
Who are you? If you came here,
Don't be afraid.
Barton sent you to me.
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. So maybe you could help us find...
How can I help you when I haven't...
You disappeared from the hole in the wall.
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths. I managed to get away.
Did you see who...
Not at all. I didn't see it, and he was terribly strong.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit him with it.
Here?
No, first I was so scared.
And your lover?
At first he was horrified, because I had cut my... He's been hiding me here since then.
What was it like?
Well,
How so?
every single day I had to put up with their people. Well, us girls especially, but you can't overdo it.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, you have to keep a balance.
You said that rich or poor...
Truth be told, the whole...
Is that so?
He smiled at me a lot. Then this thieving wench started hanging around him, but that servant of his didn't like it.
Von Groller?
Aye, a pudgy fella. He never said a word or...
You walked home from...
What's so odd about...
Well, at night, the...
I always brought the girls a picture...
Ah,
Right.
the same way...
Aye, always the same way.
And who knew that you went by...
Well, everyone...
Why didn't you go back?
Just to get murdered.
How are you now?
And I can't...
Do you remember anything important? And what about when you hit him?
He let me go.
Aha.
He said Scheisse. In German.
Seems you're the only... I know it isn't easy for you to think... Or when you were running away.
I don't know.
You were walking down the street.
No.
You didn't see anything or hear anything.
Actually, I knew the side street was... But when I looked...
Did you understand what the...
Not at all.
Couldn't it have been...
Father Proc...
No, he's pretty old.
I don't know him.
Couldn't it have been that innkeeper?
Aye, when he drinks, he turns... Only when I got to my room.
I heard William.
Aye, I thought it pretty... Though, I reckon he's more... I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't need to...
Thank you.
If it's in my power.
When you catch that bastard...
I'll stop by...
God be with you. Can I help? What are you barging in here?
Go! 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 Ka! 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 Quick! Whoa! Whoa!
You're always welcome here, noble sir. Lord be with you.
Are you Pop?
I am.
I'm looking for his dinner.
I don't know any steps.
Stonehad said...
You're a friend of Stone.
God forbid.
You're right there.
So you knew Denner?
I know Stanner all right. Why are you looking for?
I'm looking for a...
Kurva.
What can you tell me about...
She always had it hard. She lost her pet.
And what about Sternad?
Sternard was her guardian angel. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore.
Uh-huh.
That's because... That's why she'd come to me with her loot. And the last time she was here, she said...
I heard she wanted to sell...
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. Mostly jewelry. Rings. What? She left it all here. I paid her...
And what about that sig...
She didn't sell me the ring.
Do you know what kind of...
No. I didn't recognize...
Where did she go next?
But she did.
Someone followed her on a horse from...
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord.
And did you see him?
No. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl...
And then where'd she...
She wanted to go the back way. Past the woods is a road and a ford.
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone...
Fuck! I made a point of looking, but...
Is Dennis...
Aye.
Will you give it to me?
All the same to me.
And could it have been...
What do I know?
I heard he wanted to...
I don't know.
And could it have been...
And who would that...
He's this Bob...
I don't know.
Well,
I hope you... Farewell.
Stop that whistling. You're behaving like a child. This horse must have... Ja!
go! Go! Quick! Go! Ja! That has to be that whore Point was talking about. I should take a look around here. Search. Poor thing. Oh. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilate. Unfortunately, her head is smashed in. She must have put up a fight. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. The rips are odd. Oh, I can't make much. Did the murderer torture her? Oh, my God. How did it get inside her? Was she trying to hide it? Well, that's enough. I'd say she put up a... That's about all I can find. But that ring is a...
I'm in no mood. You silly doggy. Good day.
Greetings.
The angel of the Lord declared unto her, she conceived of the Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary.
I found out some interesting...
That's wonderful news. I promised Catherine.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after...
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else
I reckon I've found out all I can.
And do you know who the...
Not exactly.
I've asked around a bit.
Is that so? See...
Oh, I didn't do all this for nothing.
Well...
Catherine, who do you suspect?
Well, I think it was that priest, Prokop.
That's nonsense. It couldn't have been him.
Couldn't have.
It had to be William.
God, now you...
So I see we just...
Well, who do you...
I'm not entirely sure.
Go on then.
Let's talk about Yarka. The one raised...
What did you learn about her?
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart.
Really?
His own relative.
Why not? He's a priest.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle her.
What do you expect from a Bible thumper?
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of.
And did you learn?
No. And now, most importantly,
I didn't...
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant.
May God forgive us.
Do you know who she was pregnant with?
She didn't tell...
It had to be someone from those...
Yarka started working for the...
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble.
Ah, so what?
A very The mother is quite devout. No disrespect.
So?
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
Before her death,
There's nothing wrong or surprising.
Maybe.
That doesn't mean...
It means she had some...
Prokop is convinced that...
I heard the daughters of important men come to...
Really?
What?
It doesn't matter.
And were you as sure then as you are?
I don't think so. But he's a skirt chaser.
Perhaps. But why...
But then he could never come...
Why not? He could come back a year later once they...
That's all I was at.
You still found...
But it's not enough.
But we can agree that she was killed because of...
Agreed.
I'm sure William won.
William isn't the only man with a prick. And he...
Such language.
That William isn't the only man in the city.
I'm not saying it...
I suppose you're...
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive?
I did.
So...
She is. She just managed to escape the... She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. But when she walked by...
And...
She was holding an empty pitcher. And she...
Did she get a look at him?
No, she didn't stop to find out.
And what about the blood in the bedroom?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly.
You mean someone fall...
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently, everyone in the... She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. According to Stanya,
That's strange, right?
The only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitch.
So we're looking...
Even I say shizer sometimes.
Besides that, she also recalled him.
So we have a witness.
Or an accomplice. If
I asked Stanya if...
Maybe she just doesn't remember him.
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to...
Stanya admitted that she knows William.
And that's probably why I wanted to...
Perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She should, and that's all that
I'm so glad they're good.
Me too. At least someone's...
I don't think she'll come back. I managed to find...
You found her?
No.
And where did you find...
Pretty far away. Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of... I reckon she put up a hell of a fight.
So he didn't strangle...
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up like the other. Judging by what her accomplice said, she... And what's odd is when she was murdered...
So I reckon he...
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg.
On horseback?
Only as a wealthy type who never...
that doesn't fit...
Father Prokop came looking for his death.
What did he have in...
He had also looked after her. But unlike Yarka, Zdena tried to rob young von
Grolle.
that...
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious.
They just left the ring by her body?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it.
That's awful. So am I...
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to...
You won't want to hear it, but I think it was Prokop.
Christ almighty. Why the...
What if he had wanted to cover up Yarka's pregnancy?
Can you imagine the rumors?
That would be a huge...
And Prokop cares so much about how...
That's all I have.
We have to do...
But what?
We'll have to...
Kill a priest?
Stop messing around, Henry.
Have you gone mad? You can't...
And what else can we...
Well, yes, I suppose...
Well, I don't mind.
Then off you go.